Hi, I'm Liz with Little Geeky Details, and this is going to be a measurement video. Okay, so there are a couple things that I always like to recommend when you're going to take some measurements, and here are the things that you're going to need. Obviously, you need measuring tape, and a couple optional things that I always like to recommend are a piece of ribbon to tie around your waist so that you know where your natural waist is, because that's the most common reference point for most of these measurements. The other is I usually recommend to do the measurements while in front of a mirror so that you can see where you're putting the tape, also so you're not bending over so much because that will skew the measurement. So the first measurement that I'm going to start with is the head measurement, which is pretty basic. So you take your measurement tape and you go around, and because obviously I don't have a mirror in front of me, I can't see where it is, so you want to use your finger, grab, and then you can look and see where your measurement should be. The second measurement is an ear to ear, which is literally from the top of your ear around the top of your head to the other ear to right there, and that's what your measurement would be. Next you're going to do the neck, which is, let me get my hair out of the way. You want to do the base of the neck, so that's pretty much the widest point, and again your mirror will help you out, but if not you can use your finger to kind of feel where the end of the tape is. The next measurement is your bust measurement. The important thing about this measurement is to make sure that you are level across your back, and you want to go from the fullest point and again where the measurement tape touches, and you want to inhale because you want to expand as much as possible so that you get the most accurate measurement. Okay, next is the rib measurement. Again, you want to be straight across the back and where your measurement meets. And now this is where your ribbon comes in handy. So you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to tie it around the smallest part of your waist. This is going to be your natural waist. There we go. Doesn't have to be super tight, it just has to not roll on a part that's not the smallest part of your waist. So this part, again, you want to make sure that your measuring tape is nice and level. Go across, you use your mirror, and there's that measurement. The next measurement is the hip measurement. I like to take two. This is where your ribbon is handy. There's a 7-inch measurement and a 9-inch. So you want to take your ribbon, measure literally 7 inches down, and then you'll measure around. So there are two hip measurements, one at 7 and one at 9. The one at 7 is more like a high hip, so it's closer to your pants waist measurement. And again, you want to take your measurement tape across, touch, check in the mirror without bending over. And then your 9-inch measurement, which will be across the widest part of your bottom, basically. And so those are the basic ones. Now we're going to get into some of the ones that are a little bit more intensive, that are needed for tailoring purposes. So, okay, here we go. Okay, so the next measurement is your neck to waist. So you want to go from the base of your neck right down the middle to that ribbon. There's your neck to waist. Okay, so across the shoulders is the next measurement. This one you can only do half by yourself, and it's going to be across the shoulders in the front. So you want to put your measuring tape kind of over to your shoulder and go across here. This is your mirror, will be your friend, or you can wait until you have a friend later. You'll need them for the back anyways. So you'd be right here. The next measurement is your width of front, which is basically right above the breast line from armpit to armpit. So, right there. Okay, next on the paper is your height of dart, which you're going to start from your waist measurement and go up basically to the fullest point of the breast and go along down. That's your height of dart. So right where the ribbon is where you'd stop. Okay. Okay, the next one that you can do by yourself is the Armscye, which is around the armpit and over your arm. It's basically where your like sleeves all connect. And so you'll just basically go like that. Make sure it's nice and loose. Just like that. Okay, the next one is your bust span, which is literally nipple to nipple. So it's right about like that. Okay, so now is your bicep. So again, you're gonna wrap the measuring tape around, and it's important here to make a muscle when you take this measurement. So you're literally gonna go and, you know, flex and right there. A lot of people are not symmetrical, so always make sure that you measure both sides and write both down if they are different. If they aren't different, don't worry about it, but it's always better to be, you know, safe. Okay, we're just moving down the arm again. So elbow, same as the bicep, except you're gonna flex just a little bit, like bend your elbow, just so that we get the widest point of where it would be. And that'd be how you take that one. Wrist measurement. This one is probably one that everyone probably already knows if you have to buy yourself any bracelets. So it's literally just around, comfortably, not too tight, not too loose. Okay, so the next measurement is your girth measurement. This measurement isn't all that common, but if you are doing anything that's based off of a leotard, a unitard, or any kind of dance costume, it's a very necessary measurement. It's actually the length of your full torso. So what you'll want to do is start your measuring tape up at your shoulder, swing it between your legs, and go back up to the other shoulder. For a lot of people, the measuring tape is not going to be long enough. Like for me, for instance, it is definitely not long enough. But this is the basic shape that you want to do from your shoulder down through your legs and back up the back. And you'll probably need a friend to help you finish this one, as I will have later in the video. The other one that you can do with the measuring tape still placed this way is your rise measurement, which is literally from like the back up to where the top of your pants would be. The max for this usually is the natural waist, so that's where I like to take it, unless we're doing something low rise in which you would, you know, shorten it down to where you would like the top of the pants to end. The last measurements on the sheet that you can do by yourself are the thigh measurement, above knee, knee, below knee, and ankle. So I'm going to show you how to do these. The thigh measurement you want to do around pretty much the widest part, which is pretty close to the top, but you want to have your measuring tape meet and there. And then above the knee, around. At the knee. Below the knee. And ankle. Okay, so the next measurements on the sheet are measurements that you do need a friend to help you out. So this is my friend. This is Nick. He's going to help us out with the rest of the measurements that we need to take. So first thing, obviously you will already have the ribbon around your waist, but if you're taking the measurements of somebody else, that's the first thing you want to do. And again, just make sure that it goes to the smallest part of the waist, which is the natural waist. So now we're basically going to do the back versions of some of the measurements we took earlier. So Nick, if you will turn around. Thank you. We're going to do neck to waist in the back. So you want to start from the base of the neck all the way down to your ribbon. And that's that measurement. Then we're going to do shoulder to shoulder, which is from the outside is how I do the first one. You can see that one. I also like to do an inside shoulder to shoulder so that it is literally like for Nick's t-shirt, it's the lines right here. So it's basically shoulder blade to shoulder blade, which is about here. And then you're across the back, which is basically an armpit to armpit in the back. So like that. Okay, the next one is your underarm to waist. So you'll lift up your arm just so we can get the measuring tape, and then you can like lower it just a little bit, make sure. Yep. And then right to your ribbon is where the measurement ends. The next ones are all your arm measurements. Since you kind of need 2 arms to do it, it is nice to have somebody to help you. So we're going to do the bent arm first. This one actually starts at the back of the neck, so you want to turn just a little bit. And we put our measuring tape and we go to elbow and then to wrist. And you want to go right past the wrist bone. Lower your arm. And then just the standard arm measurement is relaxed straight down from the top of your arm also to the wrist bone. So the last measurements that you need are our waist to knee, waist to floor, inseams, outseams. So we're going to start with the waist to floor. I usually like to take these measurements from front and back. So we'll start in the front. So you want to start at your ribbon and go the whole way to the floor. And then the back, same thing, from your ribbon all the way to the floor. The back usually is longer. It's got more to go across. The next one is your waist to knee, same concept. You want to start at your ribbon, find the kneecap, and go to there. And then in the back. This measurement is really helpful for figuring out skirt lengths. So the outseam is usually from the side. So start at your ribbon, go the whole way to the floor. And then your inseam. So if you want to take that, you're going to put it right up to the top of the seam of where you wear your pants, and you go down one side to the floor. Okay? And then the last set of measurements is your neck to floor. So just like the neck to waist, you're going to start from the base of the neck and go, if you will hold that, and go the whole way down to the floor. And then the same thing in the back. Base of the neck, hold that, thank you. All the way to the floor. For some people who are tall, it might not reach the floor. Then basically what you'll do is you can take a ruler, or you can have, like Nick, if you drop, you can kind of float it to see. So I'd be adding an extra 5 inches for him. So that's pretty much all the measurements that you need for commission or for building your own costume. Thanks so much for watching. Happy cosplaying. Don't forget to check out my page on Facebook, Little Geeky Details.